everyone, and welcome to YarnGasm. I'm Kristen, and this is episode 148. If you are a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. And if you are a new viewer, welcome to the show. This is a podcast about knitting, spinning, and hand dyeing in the lovely borough of Brooklyn, New York. So sit back, relax, get some knitting out, and let's chat. Anyway, this past weekend, as I mentioned in previous episodes, I did a trunk show at Gauge Intention, which is a pop-up yarn shop in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, my old stomping grounds where I used to live. Now I'm in Bushwick. But Michelle, who is awesome, who owns the shop, as I mentioned, it's a pop-up shop, and it's every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at the Brooklyn Craft Company, which was founded by Brett Barra, if you are not aware of that. But it's a great shop where she curates some of the most beautiful and awesome hand-dyed yarns you can find in one place. I know a lot of local yarn shops in New York and Brooklyn don't even carry these, but she has like Sleep Season, she has O-Wool, she has 222 fibers. It changes up. It changes up every once in a while. So she definitely curates really eclectic and interesting and really fun hand-dyed yarns and fibers, as I mentioned. She has port wool there now. It's great. Anyway, as always, it was a blast to be back there this weekend, and I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who stopped by and said hello and hung out with me, namely Tanya, my dog Petey. I apologize, I don't remember your name in real life, but I know you are in Ravelry. I think your name was Jess. You were really awesome. You showed up, you had a blue streak in your hair, and you had this really cute hand knit top. And to Carlene, who swung by and hung out with me, and I showed her how to hand card, and it was just so much fun. So thank you guys for just making it another awesome weekend. So yeah, that said, it was a quiet weekend, I think, because it was Mother's Day, obviously. By the way, happy Mother's Day to everybody who celebrated. My mom came in on Friday just because I was going to be busy all week. We had a really nice dinner, and yeah, other than that, I was digressing a little bit, but yeah, as I mentioned, it was still busy, but very quiet. I feel like a group of people filtered in and then left, and then within minutes, another group of people filtered in, and then it was just a nice ebb and flow of customers. But yeah, it was just a really nice weekend, and I can't wait to do it again. Michelle invited me back, so I don't know when exactly I'll be able to do another trunk show. Soon, hopefully. We're just, obviously, there are still boxes here, still settling into the new abode, so it's still TBD, but hopefully soon, maybe mid-summer or end of summer, I'll be back there. Yeah, so I can't wait. So that said, I'm going to move on to what's off the needles. If you haven't noticed already, I'm wearing it, and this is my water lily top. So yay, it's off the needles. This is my hand-dyed yarn on my Volca base in the Beach House colorway. So it's 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, and 10% cashmere, like you do. And it is so light and so airy. It's not weighing me down at all. So it's going to be a really lovely summer top. I mean, obviously I wouldn't wear it in sweltering hot weather, but you know, for the times when we go up to Cape Cod, I will definitely be wearing this a lot. And the pattern was lovely. It's just so well constructed. And I'm proud of myself, you guys. This is the first garment that I have completed, like sweater esque, or just a full-on top garment that I can wear like a, I don't know, a t-shirt or something, if you will, in a long time. So I'm kind of patting myself on the back. The one thing that problem that I did run into while knitting this was the back. It's kind of, I would equate it to a cast-on border, because you have to knit across 5 stitches and then purl 2 together from the neckline to create like a really seamless kind of neckline there. But I had a good amount of back flap or back flap. All right, that's going to be the title of this episode back flab. I don't know, but like garment wise, it's like this was back sagging. That's the word I was looking for. It was sagging so far down my back, I was literally going to cry. I'm like, all that work, like the front, everything looked great except the back. It was just sagging so much. And I remember something similar happened to the Valinda cardigan that I was knitting that like 3-4 years ago, back when I first started podcasting. I don't know if you remember back that far. I don't even think I was doing video. I was doing audio. But anyway, the neckline was so floppy. Someone actually sent me a link to a post by the Yarn Harlot, which is when you do, she basically did a reinforced stitch along the neckline. It was with a crochet hook. So she reinforced the neckline by crocheting a chain all around the neck, which I did here. And you can barely tell. It's very minor, but not as bad as it was before. So I highly recommend, if you are prone to knitting garments with a lot of slack, definitely check out this tutorial because it really helped me. Yeah, so I will post a link to that in the show notes. But otherwise, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The sleeves are a little more butterfly than I was hoping for, but I'm going to block it again. So hopefully it'll just weigh down a little bit more. It'll be a little bit more drapey. I don't know. We'll see. But otherwise, I can see myself wearing this a lot throughout the summer. And I can see why people want to knit it again. It's a really fun, straightforward pattern. And I think when I do the neckline again, someone actually mentioned that instead of purling 2 together along the neckline, they purled 3 together, which I really should have done. I wish I knew that sooner. But I had no way of telling. But yeah, anyway, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. You can see it. But yeah, so that's off the needles. Yay! On to the next, right? So as far as what's on the needles, I cast on a new pair of socks, like you do. And Laura from Jinx Yarns, she vended at DFW, Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Fest recently, and she sent me a really gorgeous skein, a new dyer, definitely new to me, that she really likes, and kindly sent me a skein to try out for myself. And I don't know what happened to the tag. It's around here somewhere. Oh, it's on the floor over there. Let me go get it. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. But it's a new to me dyer, and it's called A Thing for String. And hand-dyed merino sock. Sock yarn. And it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 460 yards, and 100 grams. So, and here's the colorway. Oh, how gorgeous is that? I am almost apprehensive about knitting a whole pair of socks with this because it is way too pretty. And here it is caked up in the skein. It reminds me so much of stained glass. Yeah, I don't know if I can bring myself to knit a pair of socks with this. I think this wants to be a shawl, and the color is called Monet, M-O-N-E-T. And it's really beautiful. So, clearly. So, I don't know. I might have to rip this out and frog it and just knit a shawl with it because it's way too pretty. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely check out A Thing for String, her website. She has really beautiful colorways that she dyes. So I know I'll definitely be checking out her stuff again. And yeah, so we'll see what happens with this. I don't know. I might just frog it. I don't know. But yeah, I did cast on another pair of socks, but I really wasn't feeling it. As I mentioned last week, I started a pair of Regia socks just on a whim because we were doing a trip to Home Depot and I needed something to keep me sane. So I just grabbed this and cast on a pair of socks, but honestly, I'm not excited about working on it. I mean, I love the colorway and all, but I can't get excited about it. So I might just let it languish a little bit until, I don't know, maybe just keep it in the car or something and work on it there. it's just not exciting me. So I'm going to have to do some stash diving and see what I come up with and go from there. So, but yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't know. We'll see. So let me get some tea. I guess let me talk about the tea that I'm drinking out of my Hurdy mug. So while I was at Gauge Intention, as I mentioned, it's in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, and it's right near one of my favorite places to go for lunch on the weekends. It's called The Garden, and it's pretty much the Polish Greenpoint version of Whole Foods. So it's a lot smaller, but they have a lot of organic, a lot of natural stuff there. Not everything is natural, but it's like it's definitely, it wants to be Whole Foods, but it's not, basically. And I love their green lentil salad. So of course I had to go there every single day. I went there Saturday and Sunday to get my green lentil salad, because it's so good. I'm going to have to figure out a recipe to replicate it. But then I also hit up their tea section because they have a lot of teas that I can't really get at the supermarket near me these days. So the tea that I am drinking, are you guys ready for this? Red velvet cake. Yeah, had a cupcake on it. I'm not generally a sweets person, but when you put something like this in tea form, it really just kind of tickles my fancy. So I had to get a box. And especially because it's rooibos based, which not a lot of people like, surprisingly. But yeah, I love rooibos tea, which is kind of like a red tea. It almost has, I can't really describe it, but it's like a vanilla kind of, there's no way to describe it. It's not harsh. It's very, if I think about a way to describe rooibos tea, I will definitely mention it on the show, but I can't really describe it. It's just a red tea. It's not as harsh as black tea, but it's not as light as white tea. I guess that makes sense. But yeah. But anyway, what makes it different, what makes this tea different from rooibos tea is that it has cocoa shells in it, hibiscus, cream cheese flavor, caramel flavor, vegetable juice color, and raspberry flavor. So if you're looking for all natural, this might not be your bag. But I do have to say, I do taste the cream cheese flavor a little bit, and raspberry, and it's very interesting. I like it. I actually really like it. Just add a little bit of sugar to it. That's what I did. You can go crazy, add some cream. I just put sugar in mine, and it has like a little bit of like a citrus kick to it. But I definitely see where they're going with the red velvet. So I highly recommend it if you are looking to expand your tea drinking horizons. I don't know. So yeah, there's that. And then I know last week I was kind of lamenting over the fact that I just didn't get a box of Puka tea, which many podcasters have been drinking on the show lately. I don't know, but I saw a box of licorice and cinnamon tea by Puka. But I wasn't crazy about spending $7 on it. So I passed it up. And then here at the Garden, they had it for like $2 less. Yeah, all right. So I crashed and I bought a box for myself. So can we talk about the box for a second? How pretty is that? Yeah. I bought it. So, but yeah, it's licorice and cinnamon flavored. As you know, I love licorice tea. It's one of my favorite tea flavors. I drink a lot of the Yogi Egyptian licorice, and Stash, who makes the red velvet, they also make a really good licorice tea that I really like. So when I saw licorice and cinnamon, yeah, I got really curious. And I have to say, it's very good. If you don't like the overpowering taste of licorice, it's very light. Even if you steep the tea bag in the cup for a really long time, like I do. I'm lazy. I just throw the tea bag in and let it sit and drink my tea like that. It's still not overpowering. It's very light, as I mentioned. It doesn't need sugar. You could add it if you want, but why? So yeah, I recommend it. I still like Yogi tea better, the Yogi Egyptian licorice, because I love that overpowering taste of licorice. I'm crazy like that. I don't know, but this is good. It's a nice change. It's a light a lighter version. And let me see what's in here: licorice root, cocoa shell bean, roasted chicory root, cardamom pod, cinnamon bark, and sweet fennel seed. So yeah, I highly recommend it. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so enough about tea. Let's get on to some more knitting. Do I have any more knitting? I think that's it for, oh, no, I do. So yeah, while I was at Gauge Intention, I also brought along my canopy shawl, which should be done by now, but it's not. Although I have been working on it on and off. I'm not even halfway done with the applied border. Let me see, where did it go? Okay. Here it is. So yeah, this is gonna be a big shawl, you guys. And it's gonna block out huge. It's gonna be huge. And I think I'm gonna knit this pattern again because it is so fun. I would have been done had I not added beads to it. You can definitely see the beads there. It's gonna be really pretty. So yeah, here is where I am with the applied border. And this is the middle, so I have a lot more to do. And the yarn is Voolenvine in their a little wicked colorway, which appropriately named. And the pattern is by Melody of the Mandarins podcast, and definitely check her podcast out if you haven't yet. And yeah, so I'm still working on it. It'll be done soon. But you guys, this yarn is so soft. If you get the chance to knit with Voolenvine in their, especially this one, it's their sport weight merino nylon cashmere. It is so soft and so worth the investment, I think. Yeah, I may have to splurge again soon. But yeah, other than that. Oh, and it's living in my Naughty Kitty bag by a Homespun House. And Molly, who hosts the Homespun House podcast, just had her baby. So yay, congrats, Molly. I'm super, super excited for you guys and your family. And your baby is adorable. I could eat her up. She's really super cute. She posted a couple photos on Instagram, and oh my God, you guys, this kid is adorable. So congrats, Molly. Sending big hugs, and yeah, so yay. So that was awesome news to hear. And it happened, I think she gave birth like the day after Mother's Day. So talk about a Mother's Day present. So anyway, back to the fiber. Spinning. Okay, so I have been spinning a little bit on my drop spindle on my fondant fiber fuzzlings on my Spanish Peacock. And I think this colorway is super pretty. I still have a lot more to spin through, but there was no colorway name, so I don't know what the colorway is, but there's some pink in here, there's some coral, there's some sea green, there's some white, some flecks of blue, and I really don't know what the fiber content is either, but I think it's silk. I think it's very fuzzy, and my allergies are going to wreak havoc on me again, I think. I don't know, the fuzz everywhere. I don't know about you guys, but I really held out for as long as I could before taking allergy medicine, because the more I take allergy medicine, the less effective it is. And last night I couldn't take it anymore. My throat was so itchy, my nose was running like crazy. I finally bit the bullet and took a 24-hour Allegra, and I took it at 12 o'clock at midnight. I took it, went to bed, finally slept through the night because my allergies have been keeping me up. But then I woke up at 8 and it was already wearing off, and I can't take another one until midnight tonight. So I can't win. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm stuck with the sniffles, and Kleenex is my new best friend. So yeah, anyway, I digress. But yeah, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. So, and frankly, my body thinks Claritin is a joke at this point, because I think it's finally immune to that. I remember like a couple years ago, I took Claritin pretty much every day, and now my body just doesn't recognize it as anything. It's like a placebo or something. I don't know. But anyway, So yeah, back to spinning. I put a huge dent in my loop bat that I've been spinning on Tallulah, my Lendrum. So I'm going to try and show it to you without dropping anything. So yeah, I'm on the last color change. So it's into the navy already, and this is her natural spring colorway. I think all of her bullseye bats are one of a kinds. But yeah, it had like sea green, it had gold, it had blue, it had teal, it had mint. So this is the last color. It's blue, and I think I have about maybe less than a half ounce left to spin. I'm going to Navajo ply it. The singles are spinning up really thin. I would say like at least a fingering weight. But I want to keep the color changes consistent, so I'm going to Navajo ply it. I'm probably going to get like a nice sport to DK weight with it maybe. I don't know what I'm going to knit with it. Maybe a shawl. I don't know. But we'll see. I've been catching up on a lot of podcasts for one. I've been catching up with while spinning it. I was watching Once Upon a Time, the season finale, which just happened. It was a 2-hour season finale, which is really good. I still like Outlander better. Which, by the way, okay, I'm totally digressing. The last 2 episodes have not been good at all. Jamie wasn't even in the last one. WTF? I don't know. But anyway, other spinning that's all the spinning that I've been doing. But a lot of you have been suggesting that I do another despackle. I won't be doing one immediately, but I definitely would be interested in doing a despackle redemption because I am kicking myself for not finishing my project. So I don't know, maybe in another month or so I will do a despackle redemption. We shall see. No promises, but I think it would be really fun to do another one. But in the meantime, I want to do another spin along. Something came to mind the other day and now it totally escapes me, but maybe, yeah, no, I'll wait till next week to talk about it. So, but yes, I do have a spin along in mind. So I will talk about that next time. But anyway, I guess I'll talk about stash enhancements. Because I do have a little haul from Gauge Intention, because every time you go there, you have to leave with something. And I worked hard this week, so I earned it, you guys. So, okay. The first time I visited Gauge Intention's new location, I saw this yarn there, and I had my eye on it, but it was kind of out of my comfort zone because I like bright to dark, muted colors. I don't know. And this is very, very neutral, but it's by Wool. I got 2 skeins of it, and the price point was really nice. It was $12.50 US, and it's 100% machine washable certified organic merino, 428 yards per skein, and it is super soft. And I can't really describe this color. It's a very light oyster gray, I want to say. It almost has like some green undertones to it, but it was so pretty. I couldn't pass it up. There were only 2 left, so I nabbed them. And I'm thinking Maria from Stitched in Sweden is hosting a knit along for her Swedish spring shawl and lattice shawl, both of her 2 designs. And I just kind of thought of those patterns when I saw this, so I might have to jump in on that. So we shall see. I'm very excited about this. The other thing that I got from Gauge Intention, again, totally out of my comfort zone, was this braid of fiber by Queen Bee, who has one of the most awesomest business cards I have ever seen. There's the little Q with the bee and the crown, Queen Bee. And she's based out in Hoboken. Lexi Parise, who I met the first time around. I did a trunk show. She also had her own trunk show there too, and she does a lot of soaps, handmade body like lotions and soaps, and she also hand dyes fiber and yarn. Very light colors. I don't know if they're naturally dyed, or I don't know what she uses to dye them, but all of her colors are very light, very subtle, and just really beautiful. And obviously the purple, just called out to me. And it's nothing fancy. It's just hand-dyed 4-ounce. It's a 4-ounce braid of merino wool, 21.5 microns. And Michelle was actually spinning some up on her drop spindle, and it was only more blue, and it looked like cotton candy. And of course, I just had to get it. So I just love the way these look together too. Don't these look so, like, the color? I don't want to crack into them yet. I want to, but at the same time, I just like looking at them together. I don't know. But anyway, again, very out of my comfort zone. Even Michelle was like, I see we're in a light phase. I was like, yeah, I don't know. And this is after me just wandering around the shop like a zombie, like clutching this and then clutching other things in my arms and not knowing what to buy, because there's so many beautiful things in her shop that it was really hard. But these came home with me. So anyway, so yeah, there's that. And then I think I'm going to skip Ask Away this week because I just have a lot that I have to do today. So I'm going to move on to shop update stuff. So if you are not interested in that, I will see you next week. Happy knitting. But yes, I will be having a shop update tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. And this is what I have dyed up so far, but I'm going to be dyeing up some more today. So let me show you. I will have some Into the Woods in stock. I will have some Neptunia. I will have some more Dirty on Purpose. And then, upon popular demand, some of you have requested that I dye Stellar Banshee up on DK weight. So, I made it so. So, yes, Stellar Banshee will be dyed up on my Smitten DK base, which is a merino nylon cashmere. Super soft, you guys. Super soft. And then also on Smitten DK will be Dirty on Purpose and Mexican Hot Chocolate. And then I have this one, I was having a lot of fun. I had this color palette in mind, and when I dyed it up, it just didn't turn out as I expected it to. So thus, this is what it became. Just a really fun, I think it's really fun, but it wasn't what I was going for. So this will just be a one of a kind, but it has a lot of primary colors in there, like bright blue, bright red, some neon yellow, green, and teal. Highly variegated. Just a really fun color. I have 2 of these, so these will be going in the shop on Strasza. So yeah, as I mentioned, I will be dyeing up some more today. I will have more lace in the shop. It's been a while since I had lace in the shop. And then, yeah, we'll just see. I might experiment a little bit more with and have some new colorways in there. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. But what I'm really, really excited about, I've been mentioning this for a while now. I will be moving away from Etsy onto my very own website. So Voolenvine Yarns will have its own home on voolenvineyarns.com. I already have a main website, at voolenvine.com, but this will be a full-on e-commerce site where you can go browse my yarns and check out through the website as opposed to Etsy. I love Etsy. I love everything that Etsy is, but it does have some limitations when it comes to customization, and I want everything to be in one place. I want you guys to be able to check out. I want to have tutorials. I want to have blog posts. I want so much in one place that I just can't do it with Etsy. So I'm just really excited that I'll finally be able to do that, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, just a really fun place for you guys to visit on the web. So yeah, other than that, but I am going to miss Etsy. So, but I will let you know as soon, or well before I do the move. And when you go to, I will announce it in Etsy. It will link to the new website there. And the old site, voolenvine.com, will redirect you to voolenvineyarns.com, which is live, by the way. It's up there. You can go there. It's a site. It exists. There's nothing in the shop. So when that happens, I will let you guys know via Ravelry, Instagram. You will be very well informed. So fret not. But yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, voolenvine@gmail.com. And yeah, I would say the best way, if you have a question about my yarns, I wouldn't recommend emailing me through Ravelry, only because I don't check it as often, and it usually your inquiries get lost in a sea of other PMs on Ravelry. So I would suggest the best way to reach me is right now is either through Etsy or even better, Voolenvine@gmail.com, because I check those every day. So yeah, again, if you PM'd me on Ravelry and I have not responded to you, I am really sorry. It's just, there are not enough hours in the day to check everything. But yeah, if I have not responded to any of your emails, just please feel free to email me again, so it's at the top of the list. But otherwise, yeah, just PSA, FYI, that's all. So I think that's it for this week. I don't really have much blather. Obviously, we're still unpacking and settling in, but for the most part, we are settled in. It's just a matter of putting everything in its place. And we did go to IKEA last weekend. I got a new desk, which is amazing. It's this long. I will try and post a photo of it in the show notes or on Instagram at some point. But it's a long, narrow desk, and I have everything set up, and I can now create an assembly line for myself when I package orders and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. It's exciting. It's coming together, you guys. But I really can't wait to start decorating. Once everything is put away where it should be, I can just dive right into that, which is my favorite part. But otherwise, yeah, it's a lot of fun. A little stressful, but a lot of fun. And we're discovering new restaurants in the neighborhood, and it's really fun. I'm excited. We're gonna build a deck, because right now the only way to our backyard, which is a sand pit at this point, but in a couple weeks we're going to be building a deck where we can barbecue, and it's gonna be, yeah, I'm excited. I'm just excited. Anyway, that's it. I will leave you now and say goodbye, and have everybody just have a wonderful week ahead of you. Happy knitting, and I'll see you next time. Bye. La, 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 la.